What's up, everybody? So I wanted to do a quick video comparing the Galaxy Z Fold 3 to the iPhone 12 Pro Max. I've been using the iPhone 12 Pro Max ever since it came out last year, and I just recently upgraded to the Galaxy Z Fold 3, which I've been using for over a week. And I just wanted to show you some of the apps and some of the things that I actually really appreciate about using the Z Fold 3 over the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, I'm going to start off with Safari, since that is one of the apps that I actually use a bunch. And I have an article here that is just from my Google. And anyways, this is just an example of, this is what a website normally looks like here on Safari on iOS 15. I was testing out the beta over the summertime. And if you actually open up the Samsung browser and open up that same article, as you can see, the first thing that you notice is images are going to look bigger and better. And so that's one thing that I've actually really liked when it comes to reading through web pages or just anything like on an ebook or something. It's just really nice to actually read it on this big display. Now, the second thing that I really like about using the internet browser here on the Z Fold 3, and I'm going to show you first. So at nighttime, you're probably used to actually, oh, you know what, I had dark mode on already. If you cut on dark mode, it will make things dark around, but not the page itself. And I think it might work on some web pages, but normally for me, it doesn't work on a lot of web pages. And so one thing that I really like here on the Galaxy is if you cut on dark mode, it's actually going to make the web page dark. And it looks really nice. So this is so nice to look at, you know, especially at nighttime when you don't want it to be super bright, burning out your eyeball stalks. You want it to be a nice dark background to make it easier on the eyes. And so this is one of the things that I really enjoy about using the Samsung browser. I'm not currently using Chrome. I actually prefer Samsung's internet browser, and the dark mode is better. And so this is something that I've noticed in just less than a week. It's really nice to use here on the Z Fold 3. Now, the second thing that I want to show you is playing videos. So I have a video here. It's from a show called The Rising of the Shield Hero. Really great anime, by the way. And anyways, I'm going to start these videos and see can I get them to play at the same time here. Okay, so as you can see here on the Z Fold, you know, already in portrait mode, you get this big, pretty display, and there's really no comparison here. The Z Fold 3 looks amazing. So if you actually go on your iPhone to landscape here, you're gonna get this size display, which is actually just, I would say it's maybe just a little bit bigger than what it's looking like using here on the Z Fold. Now, if you go ahead and actually turn the Z Fold landscape, well, it just completely destroys what it's actually like here using it on the iPhone. So here's it side by side. Here's them on top of each other. All right, now another thing that you can do here on the iPhones, if you actually zoom to fill, you'll actually get the display filled, and of course you're going to have this notch here that's kind of in the way. But on the Z Fold, right now the under display camera is really doing a great job of remaining hidden so that it does not interfere with you watching videos. It's really hard to see at certain angles. The sunlight's hitting it, you can actually see it right here, but otherwise it's really difficult to see on so many screens whenever you're watching videos. And this is something that I really like. So as far as the side by side of the two of them, again, on the iPhone, you're gonna have this notch that we're all used to here without even zooming in and making YouTube full screen, which you can here on the Z Fold. You know, you're gonna look at this, you can already read the subtitles, and with it spread here, you can't. So you're already on the iPhone, you're gonna have to bring it back down. But just to show you what they both look like full screen, they both look great. I think I might need to brighten that. But anyways, they both look really nice, but the Z Fold looks much better. So in terms of watching videos, I personally think that the Z Fold 3 looks far better than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. And that's off of YouTube or on Netflix or anything. Now, one other thing I do want to show you, which you've probably seen by now, is here on the Z Fold, and you're watching the video, you can actually fold, okay, the phone. And when you're watching something, actually set it down here, it's going to give you this small pop-up up top. And on the bottom, you can actually scroll through and look at comments. This is so cool. So you can actually set that down, be doing something at your desk and have your video actually playing. And this thing can tilt and open up so well that you can get so many view and angles that just work and look really nice up here. So this is something that I really like about using on Z Fold 3. And this is no case or extra. This is just the device itself. You can't even begin to do anything like that here on the iPhone. Probably the closest thing I would say that I've tried to do in the past is try to stand it up on its side, which is kind of nice. Only thing is if you somebody knocks a table or something, your iPhone 12 is gonna fall. You don't have to worry about that on the Z Fold. So anyways, that's what it's like when it comes to looking at videos. So I prefer it also on the Z Fold. So another thing that I actually really like about using the Z Fold coming from an iPhone is the cameras. I'll go ahead and do the cameras now, because using the cameras on this phone is really nice. It has 3 rear cameras just like on the iPhone. But one thing that I actually really like is that you can actually fold the phone just like you were doing before in the YouTube app. So this is actually called flex mode, and it pops up and has its different uses all throughout using the device. So it's not just going to be in just YouTube or the camera app. There's going to be different applications that actually take use of this. So when you actually fold the phone and using the camera app, you can actually take a picture of something, and then let's see, let me actually get it here. Take a picture of you. Say cheese. He didn't say cheese. It's okay. But anyways, you can actually see that preview right here. So if you want to try to get a different angle now, maybe because that first one wasn't what you were looking for, you can actually go and do that. And maybe looking at that angle, you're like, I kind of like that angle, but maybe I want to try to get one from the back now. You know, so you can just use that little preview. The other thing that you can use is whenever the device is all the way open, you can tap this button here, and what that's going to do is actually activate the cover screen preview. So the person who's actually looking right here is going to be able to see themselves. This is super, super useful. This makes using the camera so much fun, so much more fun than on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. Because whenever I'm taking pictures of literally anybody, once I pop on this cover screen, oh, they just get super excited. They're ready to make all these faces and do all this silly stuff. But another thing too, if you have small and just young kids, is using this cover screen, and especially if you set it up here at the top and just actually turn it so that they can see themselves here, and you're taking pictures of them, the babies will stare at themselves and you can get the best shots with this camera. And I did not have that kind of experience here on the iPhone, because I would have to tell them, look here, or sing a song to try to get them to focus for just 3 seconds so I can get a picture. So having the cover screen and taking pictures of children or babies is so nice on the Z Fold 3. So the camera is really good. I don't like to get into specs games of what number is this, what number is this. The biggest thing I will say is the camera is excellent and awesome. It even has portrait video mode, which I really like. It's right here. And even the iPhone 12 doesn't have this. So this is going to blur the background while doing a video. And so this is super nice. And it works in the selfie mode and it works in the rear cameras. So I would say that's probably the cameras. Oh, the last thing I will say is on the front facing camera on this main screen, whenever the phone is open, this is called the main display. And so whenever the phone is open, the under display camera will pop up whenever you're going to take a selfie, and it is not the best quality. It is good enough for doing video calls, which is what Samsung actually intended it to be used for, because apparently they took a poll from their other Z Fold users, like from the Z Fold 2 and the Z Fold 1. And most people don't ever use the front-facing camera once the phone is open. They actually use the front-facing camera whenever it's closed. Now this selfie camera is very sharp, and it is comparable to using the iPhone. So it's going to be a very, very good front-facing camera. No worries there. All of my selfies have turned out really well, and it's a lot of fun using this phone to take pictures too. It feels kind of old school sometimes, but I really like it. And yeah, I would say that the camera is not anything to be concerned about. So the next app that I want to actually show you, something that I enjoy using, is WebSounds. And so one thing I like here with WebSounds, this is a comic called Blue Chair. I don't know if you can see that good, but this is a comic called Blue Chair. So I'm gonna actually pick this one. So that's 770. So I read a lot of comics on Webtoons. Blue Chair is one of my favorites that I'm subscribed to. And since I love using it on the iPhone, of course, I wanted to get it here on my Galaxy. Let's see where I have it at. There we go. So let me actually close out of, see, that was 770. Yeah, here we go. So here's a comparison of what they both look like actually. So you see how much bigger this image is. Looking at comics, looks beautiful. And again, the Z Fold 3 has an under display camera, but as you can see from scrolling through comics, you can't even see it. But one thing that definitely stands out here on the iPhone is this notch. So consuming media, videos, reading stuff, playing games, looking at comics. I look at Webtoons a lot. I look at Shonen Jump comics a whole lot. And it's just so nice to actually view here on the Galaxy Z Fold 3. So, you know, this is something that if you're into reading comics, it's going to look amazing right here on the Z Fold 3. I prefer it here 110%. So now the next app that I want to kind of show you and kind of just chat about a little bit is actually the App Store. Now both app stores are really, really good. Both is well done. I do think that the App Store on iOS looks just, it's more robust and just it really seems like it's, I won't say it's more geared toward gamers, but I would say if you're a gamer and you have an iPhone, you have a fantastic device to play games on. Apple Arcade is really cool. Not every game inside of Apple Arcade is a good game. Some of the games are just, they just suck. Okay, so it's not a slam dunk with everything inside of the App Store on either one, but as far as Apple Arcade, because I play a lot of games, that was something that was important to me. Now, I'll tell you why this isn't too big of a deal to me. Some of these games, like I said, are pretty bad. So take a game like this here. This is a good game, actually, a wonderful one. And this is part of Apple Arcade, which is like $5 a month. Now over here, so you're paying about $60 a year basically to actually use Apple Arcade. Over here on the Z Fold, Google actually has Play Pass, which has a ton of games up here that are geared towards adults and kids. And so this is something I like. I will say that the Play Pass takes it a step further because it doesn't just have games up here. It actually has different apps that you can actually check out. Like it has different weather apps and things that are, if you're looking at something that's not just for games. So let's say you're not really into games, but let's say you want to look at a weather app. And when you're actually searching, you can actually just touch Play Pass and see any of these is going to be ad-free and work completely as part of the Play Pass. So you can use any of these without paying anything extra, so long as you have the subscription. And the thing that I love about Play Pass is, while this also $5 a month, if you go ahead and pay for 1 year up front, it's only $30. That's half the price of Apple Arcade. And the other part that I like too is, like I said, if you're not a gamer and you're actually using Play Pass and you go ahead and spend the $30 to have a year worth of free apps where new apps are added every single month and maybe even weekly, I can't remember, but I just know that it's updated pretty regularly. And not only will you have all of these different apps to use, but Google, one thing that I also like is they actually have rewards. So like, let me go back to that app. That was a Layton game here. So let's see. Let's search for, there we go, Professor Layton. This is a mystery journey here. So let's see. Mystery journey. I think this is this one here. So I have it installed, but this game is actually, I think $15 here. I don't see where it tells me how much it costs right here, but I believe this game is $15 here. Now, while you might say, well, it's part of Apple Arcade, you have to consider two things with arcade. If you love video games, that's going to work great for you. But if you're not, you're not going to care about this. But let's say that you do care about it. The other thing that I like that Google does is it actually gives you, you can actually download something from Google called Google Rewards. And let's see, I'm trying to find it now. I'm trying out this new launcher. And it's nice, but I just have to get used to it. So check this out. Excuse me. So this is from doing surveys. Google Rewards just gives you surveys. It could be 2 questions. It could be 1 question sometimes. Sometimes it's 3 questions. But off and on, when I've actually tried out different Android devices, I've done little surveys and look at how much I actually have earned so far. I mean, this is a lot of just 2 questions. Did you go here? Yeah. Did you buy anything? Nope. Okay, here's 50 cents. That's 50 cents for just answering 2 questions. And I didn't give up anything that was really personal. I mean, I already know that Google Maps is up here tracking my background, and Apple Maps and Google Maps is tracking it here on the iPhone too, if you have Google Maps downloaded. So it already knows that I'm there. I don't care about that part. But to give me money just to answer a couple of questions is crazy. But just to say, this 59 bucks, I could use this money to buy this game. Or if I don't care about games, I can use this almost 60 bucks to buy a game on PlayStation, or buy a weather app, or buy any kind of application that I want to buy on the Play Store. It doesn't have to be just games. It can be anything I want it to be. And with something like Google Rewards paying you out, to me that makes that system of 30 bucks for an annual subscription to Play Pass, where they're giving you so much stuff, as well as using Google Rewards to just get anything that they don't already have inside of Play Pass, which is a ton of stuff. It's just a win to me. So I know that was a little long-winded, but just to say, as far as subscriptions go, when it comes to Apple Arcade, that's something that if you like playing games, Google Play Pass is awesome. And if you want to get money to buy any of those other premium games that maybe isn't in Apple Arcade, but it's on Google Play, inside of the Google Play Store, you can do that. So another thing is going to be using Apple Music. So I went ahead and loaded up an album I was listening to recently with Kanye West. So the thing I want to show you is they have the same features, but there's a feature here that I'm going to show you that is actually on the Android version, specifically here on the Z Fold, since I'm using that I really like. Now on both, you can look at the lyrics, which is great. Different album covers will move here on the Z Fold 2 and looks great, just like it does here in the iPhone. One thing I like extra here on the Z Fold, and I just haven't found it on my iPhone if it is there, but one thing I've noticed is if you actually go into your settings, let me see, can I find it real fast? So if you go to your settings, yeah, that's right, it's in settings, and then you go ahead and go to, so let's see, on your Z Fold, hit those 3 dots, hit settings, and then it has this crossfade. And it's nice because you can actually have your songs blend into the other one, which is nice. And you can manually set how many seconds do you want the song to actually cross over. And this is such a cool feature. I have not even seen this on the iPhone. So that means as one song is ending, at the last 6 seconds of one song, it's going to go ahead and start playing the other one. So you're never going to have a pause in between your music. It's just going to flow from one song right into the other one, and you can control it manually here, or if you want the app to be able to decide it, you can just hit automatic here. Now again, I have not seen this here. It does have Dolby Atmos, as you just saw, so don't worry about, am I going to lose out on that? No, you won't. So you're going to have all of your music is going to be here, but having that crossover is really cool. So as far as your Apple Music is concerned, all of your Apple Music is going to work just fine here. Now, another app that I do want to show you, since we were talking about games, is I'll go ahead and show you a game, actually. So let's see. I'm going to load up Crossy Road. Everybody knows that one. So let's see. Let me get it loaded up here on my iPhone. Oh, here it goes, right? So just look at the 2 of these side by side. You already can see that playing up here, look how huge this is. This is beautiful, and the colors are more vibrant. I knew you was going to get me. The colors are so much more vibrant. I don't know if you can really pick it up here on video, but these colors, look, they just pop so well versus here on the iPhone. So not only is the display really big, but the colors look amazing also. So when it comes to playing games, I would not be worried about how it's going to look. I will say, I will give an exception to that. Certain games that are meant to be played in a wider screen, you can change the aspect ratio of it here inside of the app. Most games, I would say 90% of them look fantastic. 10% of them, I will say, it might be a good idea to change the aspect ratio for it. It really just depends on the app. But like I said, 90% of the time, all the games are going to look better on the Z Fold. Now, let me show you another one. I'll show you a racing game. So I'll show you Asphalt here on the Z Fold, and then I'll show you, let's see, I should have Asphalt here. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's what it looks like when you're playing on the iPhone. It looks great. The graphics are beautiful. And that is one of the best things about having an iPhone is you know that the games, not all of them, but a lot of the games are going to be pretty high quality and just going to look really good. So as you can see, this looks nice. You do have your notch here, but again, it does look nice. Now let me show you what it's like whenever you're actually playing here on the Z Fold. Okay, y'all, it's giving me stuff, huh? Let me go to play here. Actually click something. I'm just gonna play it anyway. Pick the same red car so nobody can say you play with the blue car on the Z Fold. No, I'm gonna play with a red car too. So as you can see here with the device starting to load the game up, look how beautiful that looks. That is gorgeous. Again, there's no interruption around here at all. So playing games up here look amazing. It is so beautiful. So I really love how this looks. It's just an amazing, it's just such a cool experience here. So again, just to show you real fast what some of the games look like, they look fantastic on the Z Fold 3. Okay, so let's get out of that game now before I start really getting into it and start busting some time. The last app that I want to actually show you, because I've shown you a lot, this video is pretty long, is I think I'll show you the Notes app. So on the Notes app, here we go. Actually, yeah, I don't care. I'll leave it here inside of dark mode here. So whenever you're actually typing inside of the Notes app here, look at that. You can actually download free from Samsung. It's called Samsung Keys Cafe. I actually do a tutorial showing you how to do this. But as you type, just using the keyboard is pleasant. And this is just in dark mode, but that just looks fantastic. But anyways, the keyboard is really, really nice. But also, it has swipe, so if you want to spell something out, guess what? It can do it over here too. Actually, I almost wrote a sentence just now. But it also has so many different things. And of course, the big thing that it has right here, S Pen support. That's something that the iPhone doesn't have. It doesn't have support with the Apple Pencil. So using the S Pen on the Z Fold is amazing. It is incredible. It's so sharp, so precise. You can really draw some just like quality artwork right here on the phone. And it's so cool to use. So to me, in the Notes app, this is an app that I use a lot, looks really cool here on the Z Fold. So whenever you're using the Notes app on iOS, which I'm sure you're used to using here, actually I just saw it. It's nice to use up here too. Like, I have no problems with it. It's so simple to use. You have your swipe if you want to drag your finger to do stuff. So, you know, I think that, you know, they're both nice, but just after just 1 week of actually using the Z Fold, I think that it just gives you more. I think it just has so much more to offer. You do have different cool things that you can do here inside of the Notes app, inside of iOS. You know how wonderful the Notes app is in iOS. Well, the Notes app here is actually really nice to use here on the Z Fold. So I wouldn't be afraid of using it here on the Z Fold for any reason, as far as does it have different features that I'm used to, doesn't have different stuff. It has a lot of stuff. So this is a pretty long video. I'm going to stop it right here. But, you know, just to say, if you are on the fence about, is it going to be a good jump? Is it going to be a good idea to actually switch to using the Z Fold? I would honestly give it a try. I really enjoy using this phone. It is not perfect. Neither is the iPhone. No phone is. Nothing is. But as far as, is this an exciting piece of tech to use? Is it fun? Does it upgrade the things that you already do, such as watch videos, surf the web, good phone call quality? Is it fun using the cameras? Am I going to be able to get good pictures of me and my friends, my family, my kids? All yeses on this device. It upgrades everything from reading books to reading comics to watching videos to playing games. And I think it is totally worth the jump, and I think that it is in so many different ways so much more of a fun experience using the Z Fold over using the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And yeah, go out and grab your Z Fold and enjoy. It's awesome.